everyone, this is Rosie the Reader, and I'm doing something a little different tonight. Obviously, because my husband is sitting right here enjoying his wonderful Retro Gamer magazine, which is great. If you're into video games, especially old video games, we highly recommend it. No, they're not sponsoring us or anything. We love them.
They owe me an issue.
So tonight we're going to play a little game. It's called Judging a Book by Its Cover. My husband is going to look at the cover of a book that he's never read before.
Nope.
And doesn't
know never read. I'll do it.
And doesn't know the plot of, so it's not going to be something like Harry Potter or something that everybody knows the plot of.
Because I am an unread ape.
No, he's not an unread ape. And some of them will be well known, and some of them won't be. And he's only allowed to look at the front cover. No reading the back of the book or flipping through it or anything like that. And he has to guess what the plot is. And then I'll tell him if he's right or wrong. Okay, you ready to start?
Sure.
I'll put the magazine down.
That's a cool beach towel.
That is a cool beach towel. You should show our booktube friends the cool beach towel. Okay. So
now, just in case anyone wants to gift it to me, our address is... Kidding.
Okay, so here's the first book. And it's for all of you on BookTube.
I was going to show it.
Oh, you want to show it? Okay, you can show it.
Alright. BookTubers. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
I'm covering the back from him.
I'm not reading it with my peripheral vision. My peripheral vision is not that good.
Oh, okay.
I swear I'm sober.
He is, by the way. He hasn't had anything to drink.
So, it's by Ransom Riggs. It's obviously a made-up name. I think. Either that or Coolest Parents Ever. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Based on the cover here, what we see is a child who seems to be levitating. And it's from Copperfield's books, and we all know Copperfield is David is a magician. So,
that sticker was aftermarket, sweetheart.
Oh, well, good enough. So it's about a person named last name Peregrine, who's a lady, I assume, with Miss. Lady meaning female, not lady meaning some title that British people think. Anyways. Home for Peculiar Children. So I think it's an orphanage for children who have special powers or are possessed by the devil. Based on the title. But I think it's just more of an orphanage story. Huh?
That's actually pretty close. That's one aspect to it. There's also a time loop aspect similar to Brigadoon. And
never read or heard of.
Nazis and the Holocaust.
Never read or heard of.
So, but mostly Nazis invading England. So
that's two Nazis for those of you drinking out there.
And yeah, but that is one big piece of it. Absolutely, is
all right.
An orphanage for magical children.
My time is precious.
Okay.
Because I am precious.
And next we have
the Unbecoming of Mara Dyer, printed by Simon and Schuster, and written by a person named Michelle Hodkin. There's a thingy here written by little quote thingy.
A
blurb. By Cassandra Clare. Immortal Instruments person?
The Mortal Instruments, yeah.
Alright. The intrigue and romance will inescapably draw you in. Okay, romance. So that's a clue. Except for also the fact that there's a man hugging a woman somewhere there as well. That's also a clue. So it's an unbecoming of a person named Mara Dyer. Well, actually, if you look at the clues here, in the cover, you have Volume 1 of the Mara Dyer trilogy. So we all know that she's going to survive this book at least. It's one clue. Clue number 2. the blurb and also the rather scandalous photo, kind of scandalous, of a man just gripping a woman. I'm assuming there's going to be some romance or some male-female interaction thereof that would be interesting to read. And then there's some water reflection near the top. So my guess is this is a book about some woman who was a professional synchronized swimmer and was unbecome of a man. Ish.
No. It's about a girl who survived an incident where her two good friends died, and all this weird stuff is happening around her. Like weird magical stuff. And anything more than that would be a major spoiler. But if you like things having to do with mental health and am I crazy, am I not crazy type things, this is a very, very well done am I crazy, am I not crazy kind of a thing.
Or you can read The Cheese Stands Alone.
Okay?
I'm trying to find her other leg. It looks like she loses a leg, but I think that's just her angle.
Yeah, no, she doesn't look well.
How many more of these we got?
8.
Alright, I'll be a little quicker.
Okay.
I capture the castle by Dodie Smith. You need a new copy.
Yeah, I do. I've had this since I was a little kid.
The glorious return of one of Century's most beloved novels. I'm covering the back so that she doesn't accuse me of cheating. Just like a good wife. You Are In for a Treat by Susan Isaacs. That's the little blurb at the bottom there. I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. It's a return, so it says the return of one of Century's most beloved novels, so I'm assuming this was written earlier in the century, and it comes back. That's the return. The fact that it feels old means that it came back not too recently either.
I bought this as a new book too, embarrassingly. I reread it a lot.
So, in other words, it's a short read. Based on the photos or the cover art, you see a woman with a umbrella or a really large parasol, one or the other. Or actually, if you look at the angle, she might not. Oh no, there. You can zoom in. There's a thingy that looks like something you're holding. Either that or the perfect angle of the sphere makes it look like she's one of the old school like saint photos because of like the thingy. But I'm guessing it's a girl frolicking in the roses or the flowers, and so and since she's read it many times throughout the years, I assume that it's actually it's about a girl in her younger 20s that it's got to have the love story somewhere there. Yes, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what's it about?
Love story.
Setting, plot, come on.
A man, a woman, they fall in love.
No.
A woman and a woman fall in love.
No.
A man and a man fall in love.
No.
A man and a used-to-be woman fall in love.
No. It's not about Bruce Jenner. It's just
Ooh.
I mean, there's falling in love, but
Wait,
it's not straightforward
there's an interesting clue here. If you notice, and it might be just because it's faded, but in the umbrella over here, there's no polka dots. But in the umbrellas over here and all around here, there are polka dots. So that means a transition is made. Time travel?
No.
Magic?
No.
Supernatural?
No.
Aliens?
No.
Probing?
No.
Alien probing?
No.
Bulls?
Yeah.
Running of?
No.
1920s.
No.
Roaring 20s.
No.
1820s.
No.
1914.
No.
1960s?
No.
Alright, I'm sure the viewers, anyone we have left, is probably already about to leave. That's about my best guess. What is it?
It's 1930s, and it's about two sisters
Wait, I was close. You're supposed to say close when I said 20s.
Oh, sorry, sweetie. That's my bad. In the 30s, and their dad was a writer, and he rents this castle to live in, and the girl wants to be a writer herself. She's 17, and so she's like, I Capture the Castle isn't about like medieval war type thing, but it's about like trying to capture, as a writer, the people who live in the castle.
Oh,
and it's really
Capture.
good. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite books as a kid. I've had this since I was like 10. And the next one is
I Tell You I Love You, But Then I'd Have to Kill You by Ali Carter. Wow. Okay. I'm allowed to look at the spine. Produced by Hyperion. There's a girl who is wearing an earpiece thingy. The Gallagher Academy. And she's wearing plaid, and plaid always means spy. But the title is spun off the phrase, the spy phrases that a lot of spies say. I'd tell you, but I'd have to kill you. But this is I tell you I love you, but then I have to kill you. So it is a girl that's undercover, but she starts to fall in love with one of the people that she's undercover with or around. So she doesn't normally go to this Gallagher Academy, but she's brought in for some reason, and she reports to some spy agency, and it's probably fake.
pretty close. The Gallagher Academy is actually a school for training spies.
Oh, fail.
And
Oh, she's a commie. Oh, Cammy.
yeah, her name is Cammy, not Commie. But yeah, it's about a school for spies.
Possibly a film for Walt Disney Pictures, but I don't think it ever panned out. All right, next. 13 Little Blue Envelopes, a novel, because apparently no one can tell. It's a novel. Maureen Johnson. There are extras inside. There's, okay, I'll let you guys see. All right, good enough. So based on the design of the cover, it's a person, a girl, a novel. It has Big Ben, Uncle Ben, whatever that clock tower is in
Uncle
London.
Ben's rice.
What?
Uncle Ben makes instant rice.
Oh, like Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
Big Ben. Where's Little Ben?
I don't know.
They have a Big Ben but no Little Ben.
Correct. I believe.
All right.
I don't know. I'm the name.
13 Little Blue Envelopes. It's about a girl who's on a trip to London, maybe like a spring break or something that's related to not my original choosing, but she's kind of digging it. She has 13 little blue envelopes that she has to, my guess is follow clues of some sort, and it's in London and it's British, but she's American. Yes?
She's American. It is in England, and there are envelopes that she gets the clues. She starts out only with the first one, but that's actually the whole reason she goes to England, is like her aunt gives her the money for the tickets and tells her to go find the rest of the envelopes because her aunt has run away and she has to follow all the envelope clues.
Her aunt's a dick.
Yeah, probably.
Next. The Bronze Horseman, international bestseller. You guys figure out which accent that was.
He's been watching way too much Frozen.
The Bronze Horseman, a love story. Paulina Simons, because the two M's would be Simmons. Best-selling author of Tully, the person that owns the coffee shops, I think. A+ authors, insights, extras, and more. So it's a special edition. little blurb that says "Extraordinary" by Teresa Medeiros, which I have no idea what she wrote. Who was also a New York Times bestselling author. Um, okay, so there you go. Obligatory. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Okay. Um, Snow. New York. Winter. She's laughing. A love story, so it involves a male and a female. The Bronze Horseman is a representation or is a reference to a figurine of some sort. And it's written by Paulina Simons. Yes? Oh, wait, international bestseller. So it might actually take place outside of New York, maybe Russia.
Arg! Okay, tell me more.
Let me tell you more.
More about the plot, besides just it takes place in Russia. And where did you pull that from? Just the fact there's snow?
Yes. What other place is there guaranteed to be snow majority of the time for a story to happen?
Finland?
That's not a country. It's not a country.
I'm helping the kids with geography.
Alright, anyways. So, I don't know. No, I really don't
You give
know.
up?
The Bronze Horseman? Oh. Two people fall in love in a subway in Russia.
No. Two people fall in love during the siege at Leningrad.
It's not a place.
No, it's an event. No, well, it used to be the place.
It's not a place.
Leningrad, St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg, the Bronze Horseman, the big statue.
In Stalingrad.
No, not Stalingrad, Leningrad. Other dead communists. The one that bears the name of the dead boss.
Communists. Alright, next. The Night Circus. This was popular. A novel by Erin Morgenstern. I just realized that that's a hand. Okay. Look at it. 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 Okay. Spine. Spine says printed by Doubleday. Doubleday. Erin Morgenstern. And it's a hand. There's a hand, and it looks like a paper circus with a clock that's near midnight, so I'm assuming it's a night circus. Okay, so circus, night. It's a traveling circus that is only open at night. It houses interesting characters, usually magical, very similar to the vampire's assistant. There's papercraft involved. I'm assuming there's a love story involved. And the love story is between two performers. And stop nodding on the side, because I can see you with my peripheries. Or just lean forward. And it's a love story between an acrobat. I'm just guessing now. Someone who's more like an acrobat and someone who tames animals. Yes?
No, it is a circus that only appears at night, and there is a love story between two performers. But the circus is built as a battleground for a war between two magicians using their apprentices, a boy and a girl. So those are the
So the vampire's assistant.
But it's a battle to the death.
So the vampire's assistant. Who their assistants were fighting each other.
But way more literary and pretty and cool.
Boring.
You should read it.
Boring.
Well,
Boring. A little snippet here. I'm just gonna do both. So that if you want, pause this again. 35 girls, one crown, the competition of a lifetime. Looks like they dance. Or hold on, wait. The Selection, New York Times bestseller by Kiera Cass. Kiera?
Kira? I don't know.
Kiera Cass. So it's a redhead. in a blue dress. Doesn't really match very well. Since it doesn't look like ballet, it's got to be some other competition. They're wearing a gown, so most likely it's a competition to marry into royalty. Yes? Done?
Yes.
Okay.
In a post-apocalyptic world.
We don't care about that part.
Are you sure you haven't read that one?
No.
Never seen it?
I know you. Alright. This is Epic and Gripping. By the blurb is by V.E. Schwab, I think. Or that may be the author. Wow,
That's the author.
This cover is designed badly. So you have this top and bottom circles with cityscape, but it's not exactly the same spot in the city. It's a novel. The cape makes a V, which is probably important somehow. And it looks like this person steps between two worlds, from dark to light, or dark to another world. And, I haven't even gotten to the bottom part. A classic work of fantasy. This is a book to treasure by Deborah Harkins, another New York Times bestselling author. There's a lot of those. Of the All Souls trilogy, which I don't think this is a part of, because who would blurb their own book? A darker shade of magic. So my guess is this is a magical world. Haha, magic. And it's a darker shade. 1, 2, 3. 3 reds, 2 blacks. There are more reds than blacks. The black is darker. So my guess is there's less of the darkest people. Oh, it's not supposed to be racist. Dark magic is less, so less people do it, but it's more enticing, I think. And it's a guy that jumps between the two. But the way this looks, he's actually going from black to red. So I don't know, but his name starts with a V.
His name doesn't start with a V.
Then what the heck's this cape for?
It's his magic cape.
Yeah, but his magic. Why make the slit?
I don't know. I never noticed the slit before. Basically, it's about a world where there's 4 different Londons: white London, grey London, red London, and black London. And this
How about Jack London?
No. This guy Cal could travel between them.
Alright, next. Mr. Wicker by Maria Alexander. Murder of Crows.
What's that one?
It's a new book cover that's made to look like an old book cover, which is kind of trite these days. Feels different though, a little smooth, almost like leather, but not really. Mr. Wicker. So I'm assuming. Oh, and it's kind of melty. So it's a guy who performs magic using candles, and there's crows involved. That's about it. That's all I got.
There are crows involved, but I haven't finished it yet. But as far as
why is this on this list? You fail.
Does it want a Bronze Horseman?
A what award?
Award for horror.
Oh, Dracula guy.
Yeah. But basically, it's about the psychologist who's trying to track down this guy named Mr. Wicker that children mumble about in their sleep, and it's all these different children who don't know each other around the world. And Mr. Wicker is a guy that holds forgotten memories that are traumatic.
Oh, like a sin eater.
Perhaps.
Interesting theory. Anyways,
Cool.
cool.
So that's that. All right. Thanks and happy reading.